Okay, welcome back. This is our next wood joint. This one we're going to look at making a finger joint. So imagine fingers, they slot together, and what we're doing is creating a bigger gluing area. To do this, I've got my two pieces of wood that I've cut 10 centimeters long, and I get my adjustable square. And what I want to do is draw a line all the way around both ends of the piece of wood. So put it onto the top, set the square so it's the thickness of the wood. Get my pencil, I'm drawing a line along there, and a line along this one, making sure there's no gap here. Draw my line, then using a normal tri-square, I'm going to draw a line all the way around. So there's one line all the way around. Remember, when I'm going around the corners, all I'm doing is lining up this corner part, just there. So I've got my two pieces marked out. What I then want to do is mark my fingers, and because of the size of the wood here, I'm going to do 3 fingers so that when they slot together, it will sort of, you have 2 on one side, 1 on the other side, and they'll slot together. So we can do it using no maths. What I've got a piece of 12mm plywood. I'm setting my square to the thickness of the plywood, pushing it down and locking it off. Then from the edge of the wood, I put my square on. It's always best to try and have the long side against the piece of wood. Draw a line along there, along the top and down this side. And I repeat this on the other side. So that I can have my fingers. So there's one set of fingers. Do the second, exactly the same on the second set. So I've got my 3 fingers on both pieces of wood. Remember what I called it before, I call it dummy proofing, and the idea behind this is that I can remember exactly myself what I want to cut, because otherwise the doorbell will go, or I'll go and have lunch or whatever, and I'll completely forget what I'm cutting. So I'm going to shade in this one for the outside edge. So if I'm taking these ones off there, I will then want to take this one of this side, and the idea is that will then slot together. But just so to make myself totally aware of what I'm going to do, I'm also going to shade in the side bits. It's not a quick work of art, it's not a big full work of art, just a quick shading, just so they're totally aware of what I'm getting rid of. So I've gone from there around the corner, and this one is this part and this part. So when I put the saw on these, what I'm going to do first is cut the outside parts there, and then I'll do the middle part on this one. To do this part here, I want to try and keep on this side of the saw line so that I get as nice a tight joint as possible. I'll put my work in a vise. Then using a tenon saw for cutting a straight line, I put my right hand, because I'm left-handed, on the saw blade. Remember, not under it because I'll cut myself, it's to the side, and I'm just going to gently push it forward once, twice, 3 times. And the idea behind that is it just creates this little groove. Then once I've done that, I move this hand out of the way, I'm going to lean on the table, and then just gently, I'm not forcing it, I'm just gently pushing the saw. And this way I've got a bit of a splint of it here. For a sample joint, it's not a problem. If this is a real piece of work, what I'd do is perhaps put some glue on there and then just use some masking tape to hold it while it dries. For this, I'm just going to pull it off because it's actually a sample joint. Remember, I'm holding the tenon saw, I've got a gum position, so my fingers pointing out. I always call them a bogey finger because I can remember that. I saw straight down to the line. I can see them there, that side. So we'll try to check. And the easiest way to do is pop it out. Could probably just do a tiny bit more on the front. So put it back in the vise. Just on a bit more pressure on the front edge. And I'm there. So what I then want to do, turn it over. Exactly the same on this side. Always best try and make sure your wood's level on the vise, so you're cutting straight. Put your saw on, push it forward. By pushing it forward to create that groove, and then start to saw. So I'm down to the line. What I then can do is turn it over and then saw these ones off. One. Two. Look, if not quite level, I can always get a rasping. Square it off. And then we'll cut the next piece of wood. So for the next piece of wood, I put it in the vise. And this is one I can only do the down cuts with this saw. I then change to a coping saw. So this time I want to cut the inside of the piece of wood. So put the saw on, a 3 forward, then saw. Okay, so I've gone down. What I then need to do is I'm then going to use a coping saw to cut out. Remember, so coping saw's got a thin blade. I'll cut this out. Okay, I'm left-handed, so I'm going from the left-hand hole. If you're right-handed, you go from the right-hand hole. It makes no difference. I'm going to lean on the table with one hand, put the saw in, then just below the bottom, I'm going to start to saw. So just below the bottom, I'm sawing. At this point, I can then slowly turn my wrist one of the only times I ever say saw sideways. Sawing sideways really fiddly. Put that bit off. I can then see if they go together and hopefully get a nice tight fit. So that is really good and tight. So what we'll then do is just use a rasp just to square off the inside, make it fit. And what I'd rather have a tight fit than a loose fit. So if I wiggle that a bit, I can see it's just starting to go in. So a tiny bit more. Rasps work far better when you hold the front end and control them. When sawing, don't blow your sawdust. If you blow the sawdust, it goes in the air. You then breathe it in. What I can then do is wiggle it, and I can see if it's in the slot. What I then want to do is put some glue in this. So take it apart, put glue around all of the parts that it touches. So on this side here, so all inside here, I put some glue so that I can then hold it while it's tight. So glue around there. Use my brush. I always find using a brush just makes the spreads it round and gets glue into all those parts, and also this part here, this part there, just because it's touching. Just didn't need that side. Over enthusiastic. So put it in. Okay, and then what I'll probably do is get some masking tape on just to hold it while the glue dries. Okay, so look, you've seen me use masking tape before, so I'm not going to do that bit. That is cutting out a finger joint.